Good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm getting ready for work. But I just wanted to come in because this is conversations I'll be having with myself. Like, the content I'm giving y'all is not just things that I have, talked to people, counsel people about, but even things in my own personal life that I'm dealing with, that I'm going through, things that I'm not trying to repeat. And as I get into other situations or relationships, and it's like sometimes you just gotta stop and I'm getting over this flu, so I'm still a little congested, so bear with me today. But what I wanted to come in and basically say, if you see the title, it's called Good Morning, Stop Giving Your Power Away. And what do I mean by that? Because this is what I want to say, because this is something that we as human beings, men and women, need to do. Like, when you're entering into a new relationship, and in the beginning of any relationship, it's always, the attraction, and, people have all these promises, and this is what they're going to do. And this is, what they, want out of the relationship. And you feel like, okay. Sometimes, you're a little apprehensive. You kind of take your time trying to, get to know the person, which we all should be doing, right? We should be taking our time, not just jumping into something and just, like head first, right? So the thing that I was really going through last night, and I sat in an emotion, and I think a lot of times as human beings, we don't like to sit in emotions that are painful because we don't want to experience pain. But let me tell you something, when your spirit tells you that something is off and it keeps coming back up and up and up and you ignore it, then you are basically asking for trouble. Like, you have to listen to your body. A lot of times we're asking God to give us signs about a person. Well, just show me who this person is. Show me, what they're about. Show me if they're really real. Show me if they're playing me. Show me all these things. But the way that he shows you is your gut. The way he shows you is your intuition. The way he shows you is your feelings. And sometimes we're just looking for, like, this big grandiose thing, when it's basically your body is giving off those signals. And so there comes a time in a relationship, especially if it has went past a certain length of time, and there's certain things that you want. Maybe the relationship started off where y'all both were infatuated or whatever, but now you want more. You want more depth. You want more conversation. You just don't want the good morning text. How you doing? What are you doing? What did you eat today? Or you want more real conversations. Like, you really want to get to know that person more deeply. Like, I don't just want surface level communication. I want to get to really know the type of person you are. I want to know how you handle adversity, how you handle challenges. Like, when you get angry, do you take it out on other people? Do you take it out on your partner? So these are certain things and conversations that we need to be having before we really enter into like a long-term relationship. We really need to understand, the dynamic of that. And the thing about it, when you verbalize that to a person, when you tell that person and you say to that person, listen, this is what I need from you. This is my love language. This is how, I feel loved. And it can be, words of affirmation. It could be, touch. It could be, like acts of kindness, like doing little small gestures that shows that a person is really there for you. And when it comes to the point where you verbalize, and certain things should be, certain conversations should be had in the beginning of that relationship, because you don't want to just like blindside a person, and you've been in a situation with a person for 6 to 8 months, maybe a year now, and now you're just telling them what you need from them. You need to let them know, this is what I need. I need, to be in your presence. I need to see you certain times. And, people's lives are busy, so we can't always be, there all the time. But we need to actually say, this is how we can communicate where both parties are really getting the benefit out of it that they want, so they can, feel like, the relationship is going somewhere. But when you verbalize to a person that you're not getting something out of the relationship, and it can just be something really small, and I'm not talking about anything monetary or material or things like that. I'm just talking about time. I'm talking about conversation. I'm talking about maybe even making it a point of, seeing one another at some point, especially if you're in a long distance relationship. And when that person is not hearing you, when that person is glossing over that fact, when that person is basically making all types of excuses, but you keep putting up with that and you keep allowing that type of energy and situation to happen in your life, then you're giving away your power. And then when you feel emotions around, well, this person's really not giving me what I want, but because I don't want to be alone, I'm going to put up with it. But you're still alone. You're still not getting what you desire out of the relationship. You're still not getting out of it what you desire. And so to make you feel as though you're not alone in your mind, you'll feel like, well, at least, she calls me or he calls me, or at least, maybe he'll give me a couple of dollars here and there. But what you really want is more depth in that relationship. Like, to me, surface level will never do it for me. I can fool myself all day long, but I'm a person that, I really want to know how you think. I want to know certain things like, how does your mind, what is your mindset like, So when those things come up and another person doesn't address that, or you don't work on that in the beginning of a relationship, then that means that if you even move forward and maybe getting married, maybe moving in together, then do you think that is really going to change? Because if it hasn't changed yet, then likelihood it's not going to change. Now, I know there's an exception to every rule. There's things that, maybe people lifestyles are different, or maybe certain situations are different where they can't really be in a person's presence at that specific time. But what I'm talking about is having conversations around the relationship, letting a person know, no, you're my person. I really want to be with you. And I'm going to do everything that I can, even, and I'm speaking especially to those who may be in long distance relationships. Even if that person cannot be in front of you, there are certain things that you can do. I mean, you can watch movies together online. You can play games together. There's so many things that you can do that, even if you don't have the money to travel to be in each other's presence, there's things you can do to make that relationship feel more connected, right? So again, and I want to say this, if you are really, not trying to sabotage yourself, because this is about you. You are the main character in the story. It is your story that you are writing. So what story do you want to tell? Are you really going to give someone the power to control your emotions? Because if they're not giving you what you want in that relationship, but you keep pursuing it, you keep allowing it, then basically that you're really telling them how they can treat you and what you will accept. And I think that it's time for us to stop that. And sometimes, they build that emotional connection. So this way, it's kind of hard for you to break, because now maybe in the beginning it was the love bombing. It was all of these nice words and whatever. But now because you want more, that love bombing don't work no more, right? That love bombing don't work no more. So now you want more depth. So now when you're asking for that and you're not getting it, guess what you need to do? You need to do what is good for you. You need to let a person know, listen. And I'm going to speak from my experience, because I've been through a lot of adversity in my life. I've been through a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, a lot of disappointment. So even when I've put myself in a place of conditioning myself that I'm not going to stop loving. I'm going to love because that's who I am. I'm a lovable person. I love love. I'm a romantic person. I just love the idea of love relationships and just being with someone and sharing that energy that lets another person know that I'm here for you, that we can really make it through whatever, comes our way. But we just have to have that lines of communication open. But the thing about it is also I'm going to let a person know, because I went through so much pain, because I've suffered so much in life, I'm able to disconnect myself from you if need be in order to save myself. Meaning I'm not going to allow you and give you the the power to manipulate me, to control my emotions, because I feel like, oh, well, I'm lonely. You know how some of us women, oh, well, I'm lonely. Oh, I'm at this age, my clock is ticking, and all of these things that we say. But I don't care what that looks like. If I'm not happy with another person, then I'm not going to continue to pursue that relationship, because it is about my happiness. And if this relationship is not bringing you happiness, whatever relationship you're in or trying to pursue, if it's not bringing you happiness, now I'm not talking about selfishness. That's a whole nother different topic. I'm not talking about somebody being selfish where, oh, you're just demanding this. No, I'm saying about being connected to a person, understanding how each other operates, understanding each other's love languages, understanding even some of the trauma and the pain that you have been through in your life that sometimes maybe will spill over into a relationship, and having those discussions early on so a person is not blindsided, not understanding why you act this way when certain things happen or you get triggered. So I want to say, make sure that when you are in a relationship or pursuing a new relationship, you don't settle just because you don't want to be alone. Make sure you understand that you are the one that is responsible for your happiness. You are the only one that can change the dynamic of how you move, how you interact with a person. And if that person is not going to step up to the plate and have that adult conversation about, this is what I need from you, and they're not going to provide that, then hey, we can be friends. We can be friends, but we're not going to pursue this as a romantic thing. And I think that when we are like that, even though it can hurt you, even though you feel like, oh, but this is my person. Oh, I just wanted this person so bad, but they're not giving you what you need. Stop it. Stop it, women. Stop it. Even if some men out there do the same thing. Like, we really have to get to the place where we start understanding and having that enough self-awareness to know when something doesn't feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, that means there's a problem there. And if we ignore it, then we can move into the place of now having relationships failed, having trauma and all these other things happen in our lives. So I just wanted to come over and share that with you, because as I was going through my own thing last night and really sitting in that emotion, really weighing the pros and cons and saying, what is it that I deserve in my life? What is it that I want out of my life? Am I asking too much from this other person? Am I being realistic with this other person? And when I really said, no, it's okay for you to want more, heavy conversations. It's okay for you to want, to do things with this person. But if they're not willing to step up in that area, then you got to do what is best for you. Stop giving away your power. Stop giving people the opportunity to control and manipulate you. So have a great day. I will be back. I don't know when, but I will be back again. I'm trying to get over this cold. So have a great weekend, and I'll be back with you on another video. So stay safe.